This is the House of Parliament where men and women have sat for decades, making decisions that would affect all our lives. Do they really work in the interests of the people or themselves? They sit at the round tables, trying to decipher which way to turn. Is it left or is it right? Have the people benefited from those decisions? Our people have suffered for far too long. Change should not be a figment of the imagination, but reality. Every boy, every girl, every man, every woman are equally important. The market vendor joyfully sells her produce. The fish vendor skillfully uses his cutlass to cut the fish. Keep on working. Let your smile be your motivation. Build a community of brotherly and sisterly love. Don't give up on your dreams. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. Think big and keep on moving. Keep pushing the envelope. Yes, push that envelope until you have succeeded. You may have made many mistakes, but that is no reason to stop. Don't you dare give up. Get ready for that overflow. Get ready for that breakthrough. The overflow is coming. Showers of blessings. Stay cool. Stay calm. Stay collective. Ride the rough waves of life. Hold on to that rope tightly. Just keep working. Keep moving. Keep believing. Self-motivation. Hello there and welcome to Lies and Deceit. How are y'all doing tonight? My name is Soraya Alexander. I am your host of the Lies and Deceit show, affectionately known as So. How was your day, my people? It has been a very interesting weekend leading up to today, and I'm so thankful that I have a young person who is very articulate, who is very intelligent to speak to us tonight. Let me say a good evening to my YouTubers, Gloriana, Novel, Twin Peters. How are you guys doing tonight? Where is Troy? Troy hasn't logged in as yet. I would like to say welcome to all of you. Let me say good night to some of my sweet Facebookers. Let me say hello to Lucretia, I hope I said that correctly. Hi, Sarah, darling. How are you, Ceci? Hi, Shane, Tiny. How are y'all doing? Angel, Leona, how you doing, darling? Melly. Long time I haven't seen you, Melly. How have you been? Busy, I guess. Hi, Julia. Hi, Sean Frederick. Sean Frederick. Girl, you make me laugh so much. You ain't got no bricks. You ain't got no filter. You ain't got nothing. You're worse than so. Sean, when I go back and read some of the comments, I just have to die laughing. Just don't get blocked, my doodoo darling. Just don't get blocked. You are just so much fun. Now, if you realize I forgot to put my earrings, I'm gonna put them on in a bit. My producer, can you take my earrings for me? I forgot to put I was so busy doing this. You see, even without earrings, the girl hot. You know, I'm just a natural beauty. That's why they come for me. So my producer will bring my earrings, and I just realized I didn't have it because I was trying to get my guests sorted out. So my guest first. So let me say, Sean, behave yourself. I do not want you to get blocked, Dudu. How is YouTube off tonight, Deborah Scott? And I'm watching YouTube. My YouTubers are speaking to me. YouTube is not off. My name is Soraya Alexander. It's in the yellow thing, It's somewhere there. The yellow case, yes. Yeah, my name is Soraya, Sohria. Alexander. So I am just wondering how she is saying that YouTube is off. You see all the work so have to do for y'all. You see all what I doing for y'all, and you let me tell you, y'all need to go and support. Y'all need to go and buy the coffees. Y'all need to support the movement, because I am about to do more for you. Nobody is talking on behalf of you. I am about to give y'all a little more surprise. And if I see y'all are really buying the coffees, and if I see y'all are really loving your so-so, I am about to give y'all a major surprise. And I know many of you are gonna love it, but let me say hello to my wonderful senior citizens on GVD TV, Flow 115. This is the first time on a Monday that I am on GVD TV, Flow 115. It's almost like a tongue twister, right? So I would like to say welcome to all of you, right? Welcome to all of you on GVD TV, Flow 115. My senior citizens, how y'all doing there? So y'all really need to go. Y'all really need to go and support the show. Because there's a lot of things happening in St. Lucia that needs addressing. I know my people in London, well, those, Europe, those parts, they always say your show is late, it is late, and we have to stay up to listen to you. But that is fine. You see, everybody is on YouTube. Princess Diva is there, Oswald James, Miss Baber is there, Empress is there, all my people. One thing, my YouTubers is just pack YouTube like crazy. They pack it like crazy. Excuse me, Trevor Mathre. You see, some of y'all are really indiscreet, Not because you like my show. Nobody is going to dictate to me what to speak on my show. If you are supporting the show, you have to take what you get on the show. Do not tell me what to talk about. If you don't want me to talk about Miss Ward, go to another show. I warn you already. I ain't here for me to sing UWP or SLP narrative. If it's bullshit, I talk about it. Don't get me vexed tonight. If y'all don't like it, don't tell me what to talk about. I tell you that. Y'all don't know me. I've been here how many months and y'all ain't know me? Don't tell me what to talk about. If I want to talk about Shas, I'll talk about him. So if I talk about Shas, he's doing something wrong. All of you will get vexed with me. You see that hypocrisy in this country? Don't tell me what to talk about on my show. Don't tell me what to talk about on it. If you don't like my show, go make your own show. You people, and like this young guy my guest I am going to interview, he said so people don't understand the amount of effort and resources that go in the show. Some of y'all sit down, there are not even a coffee y'all want to buy for the show. My money is being invested to educate y'all, and not even a coffee. There are people on the outside who see what I'm doing and really want to support. I have to thank those who really support me in a way that they have no, how will I say, do not talk this, do not talk that. And these are the people that is going to make our country better. Don't tell me what to talk about on my show. It is my show, not yours. Go make your own show. Nonsense. Now, my people. Hi Miriam. Some of them believe UWP run the country or SLP. No. Girls run the world. We run the world. Now, my people, I have a surprise for y'all that, y'all have to go support. Put the link for them. Put the thing for them. The link is at the bottom or at the top of the show. Go buy the coffee. Because I had a discussion with my producer. And my producer is the one I really have to thank for me being able to do that, because this cost a lot of money. My producer is my son. If he had to do that for somebody else, he would be raking in the thousands. So some of y'all are ungrateful. All y'all want to do, y'all want to come and tell me, don't talk about me, money for what? Y'all fall on your head. I'm talking about what y'all not even supporting buying a coffee, my resources. When I am taking my time, my resources to do that, you have to sit down and hush. Not because you like my show. I am not begging anybody to be here. I always tell you all that I am a realist. If you don't like my show, party. Now, my producer and I was talking. My YouTubers are asking me, hello, so did you get married over the weekend? Why? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Empress. Hi, Philippa. Why did you say if I get married over the weekend? What's going on? I don't know. Tell me why you asked me that, and I'll answer. If I did get married, I'll tell you. So, Miss Biro, tell me why you asked me that. But anyway, let me tell you, my producer, go and buy the coffees. That's what you'll need to do. Go buy it. A glass mal pale mwe. And some of you are listening to the same word woman telling you all not to buy my coffee and you'll come and talk nonsense on my show. No, shame me tonight. Now listen to these people. My producer and I are going to give you all a lot. Oh, the surprise. Oh, no. The surprise is no. I'm not married, darling. No. The surprise is my producer, as I said, you all have to appreciate him. And I'm in dialogue with my producer, Sir Kim Ernest, for us to give you a morning show once a week. That's the surprise. So I have been speaking to my producer about this. So we will see how it goes. So you see what's also doing, everybody. Look at the narrative of our country. And we're going to discuss a lot tonight with this wonderful guest of mine. Look at the narrative of the country, where it is going. We are in trouble. We are in so much trouble that I decided I am going. My YouTubers trouble me, telling me I look sharp tonight. I don't know, people. I don't know. It's the blessings of the Lord. So we are going to do a show for you. And the show may be an early show, right, from 9 to 10. So those going to work, 9, 10, 11, yeah, it should be fine for those in Europe and those all over the world. So we are planning a morning show. So this is why you need to really support the show, okay? Support the show. We are doing a lot for you because the narrative that is going on in this country is going to kill you. Now, when I look at young people, our young people, right? I would encourage any young person, if they can leave St. Lucia, leave. Because after I heard what Philip J. Pierce said tonight, young people are precious. Young people are golden. Young people are the salt of the earth. And we as the older generation have to impart wisdom in them. But we have a prime minister that cannot impart wisdom into our young people. We have a prime minister that cannot impart wisdom into our young people. And I was heartbroken tonight. It's like I try not to listen to news, but tonight I made it my business to listen to news because a young man, a young child, I could be his mother, lost his life. And what Philip J. Pierce said tonight made me cringe. We are in trouble. It doesn't matter if you flubber or labor. Put that out of the window. It doesn't matter. We are in trouble. When I heard what this man said, you know what Philip J. Pierre is saying in essence, and I'm happy I have a young guest. I'm going to showcase his business, and we're going to also talk about what's affecting him as a young person and all his friends who ask him, to talk about certain things. I'm going to give him the time. I'm going to give him the opportunity to do it. When I heard what Philip J. Pierre said tonight, in essence, what he is saying to us, protect yourself. So is this man going and tell us, go and get illegal weapons or go and get illegal things to protect ourselves? The politicians of this country have failed us miserably. They have failed us. So are you saying for us to protect ourselves, and Alan Chasney not in office again, he and his cabinet ministers or his ministers, they are not in office again, but you are still blaming Alan Chasney for the crimes happening, what happened in Viewford. This man is, what kind of prime minister? Our country is dying, and I'm happy that we will do a show once a week on a morning, and for those who may be different time zone can listen to us and hear what is really going on. So support the movement, support the show. We are in trouble, and some of you, all you like is row. We need to stand up. We don't care. I don't care. Stand up for yourself. Don't stand up for UWP. Don't stand up for SLP. Stand up for yourself. Philip JPS said, let me tell you what this man said. This man, oh Lord, it is hot. It is just hurting. This man said, it's not even a year. What we want him to do about crime. Jésus, Marie, Joseph, Sapavwe, woy. Let me tell you, we have a madman running our country. Labor cannot govern. We have a madman running our country. This man is saying it is not even a year. What do we want him to do? What do we want him to do? And you'll sit there, and you'll accept it. Everybody's saying so it's really bringing truth to us. Let me tell you, if I was operating within the purview of UWP or SLP coming and saying their narrative, many of you would not know anything. But I am for truth. I am about truth. Philip JPS sat there and said, you know what he said? He is there only for a year. Now, before I bring my guests in, I'm going to play the video so you could see, and then I will discuss, certain things with my guests, tell you about his business, and we'll also talk about what's affecting them as young people. Take a listen.
Police officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department View Fort are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of 21-year-old Jesus Blanchard of Westall Group View Fort. A report of a shooting at the intersection of Hospital Street and Jesse Street was referred to the View Fort Police Station for investigation at about 11:45 p.m. on Saturday, May 28, 2022. The victim, Jesus Blanchard, was transported to the St. Jude's Hospital via ambulance, where he succumbed to his injuries. Prime Minister Philip JPM maintains that gun-related crimes continue to plague St. Lucia, despite the government's best efforts to beef up the Royal St. Lucia Police Force's capacity.
Any death we must express our condolences to the families of the people who lost their lives, the victims, and we must say that one death is too much. The situation must be dealt with. It'll take some time, but it's not something that anybody can be happy or everybody can be proud of. This gun problem has been in St. Lucia for all the time. It's not a problem that we're happy with. No government was happy with the gun problem. In one weekend in St. Lucia, there has been the murder of 3 or 4 people in one weekend. This is not a good thing. But we cannot solve it tomorrow. To ask us of tomorrow is being unrealistic. We working together with the police. We have asked everybody to come together. We are trying to improve the resources of the police. The View Fort Police Station that was left abandoned for years because of the conditions of work of the police when the last government refused to do anything about it. We are improving the View Fort Police Station so we can improve the conditions of work. We are trying to get the police more vehicles. We're trying to help them in their crime detection and crime prevention. But it's a process. I'm not happy when there's a murder, but I can't solve it tomorrow. Nobody can solve it tomorrow. The United Workers' Party didn't solve it over 5 years. We won't solve it over a year. It's something that we have to work together to solve.
Meanwhile, another shooting earlier that Saturday in the community of Washoe Castries left one man nursing multiple gunshot wounds in the intensive care unit at the Owen King EU Hospital. Resident Genevieve Joseph, in recounting the incident, says the assailants fired several rounds of ammunition, injuring her son and his friend in the process.
I was inside, and then my son was sitting down, and the other boy was sitting down outside. I have no idea what happened. I just heard the bullet. So as I ran outside, then my husband told me, do go outside. So I say, I have my son outside here. I don't know what happened. And when I go, I see the boy lying down there, and my son run inside. That's where the bullet passed. There, and in the balcony.
Ambrose Joseph, also known as Ambi, says he was getting ready for bed when he was startled by gunshots and bullets piercing through his Washoe home, leaving him scurrying for safety.
I felt like I was dozing off, and then they dozed off. Like, I heard shots fired. Then I opened my eye, but I went back to sleep again. But I thought I was dreaming or something, and then I heard the shots again. When I heard the shots now, when I opened my eye again now, I just saw like fire in my room, And then when I opened my window, I saw my bedroom just fall right in my arms there. And the man lie down on the ground there. You know? Then I try and go and look for police or ambulance. Then as I reach by the bridge there, I saw ambulance coming, I flagged them. Like a whole 15 minutes before the man could have come on the scene. They say the car come unless the police and them come through on the scene. You know, which I find, boy, the man could have just come and take the body, because at the end of the day, the man had died there. The man lie down on the floor, they suffer in your ambulance, or should have just come and take the man.
According to Joseph, he could have easily been injured or killed. He is appealing for peace within the community.
It's rare, man, for that to happen there, and I mean, that is why I stay, that is my resting place, you know. So which means people telling me I can't stay at my home, or I don't have a resting peace or a resting place. Why staying? I have to feel uncomfortable. I can't feel uncomfortable while staying. It's either the police and them or whoever do something about that and try and find out what's going on, because I'm not taking my life as no joke. You understand?
So what is Chris's condition now?
Well, boy, as far as I know, well, the man in ICU, and that's all I know. We can't allow to go and see him or anybody, you know. But my brother coming along, you know. He had a surgery, and you know, so he coming along.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force is urging anyone with information regarding the incidents to contact the crime hotline at 45-CRIME for anonymous reporting. For the DBS News World, I am Jason Darius.
Now, this report touched home because my guest has his business in Viewfort Fashion Mania. A young man trying to do something with his life, and here goes Pierre saying, and if you, the people of St. Lucia, don't understand what is happening, we have a prime minister who is clueless and he does not know how to handle the country. Listen to what he said, and some of y'all need to listen attentively. That's what y'all need to do. Y'all are not listening attentively. He said that we have given the Viewfort station, we improve in the building, we give them vehicles. This does not solve crime. People, our country is in trouble. But let me bring on my guest. My guest tonight is Alpha Kyle Nestor, and he hails from the beautiful community of Saltibus. And Kyle has been someone who is able to speak about what he wants to see happening in our country. Kyle has his business, Fashion Mania. He is also a sales consultant for a company. He is a young man trying to put himself on the map, right? And these are the young people we need to be vocal, to be level-headed, because he has his business in Viewfort. And right now he is afraid. He is petrified to go down to Viewfort. So let us please welcome my guest, Alpha Kyle Nestor. Welcome, Kyle. I'll call you Kyle because I'll stop calling you Kyle. Say a few words to my guest. Welcome, Kyle.
Hello, hi everyone. Pleasure being here tonight. It's been quite some time. I've known Susu, we've been speaking, and you know, when she invited me over to the talk show, I was a bit surprised. I didn't expect it, but yes, I'm really excited, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to speak here tonight. Okay, so in regards to the talk show here tonight, I want to speak on quite a few things. Beginning with my business, I started Fashion Mania, that was back in 2013, and it's been quite an adventure for me in terms of growing my business. I didn't have the knowledge base of how to manage a business on my own, but what I've been doing is to go out, do deliveries in the city of Castries, go to Rodney Bay, Soufrière, Viewfort, and I've been doing that for quite some time. Unfortunately, in 2018, COVID hit, and I had to stop what I was doing because, you know, no contacts or anything of that sort. So that put me on a real backlog here, and I had to restart everything. And fortunately, before that happened, I got laid off my job, and yeah, everything just felt like it was downwards. And that's when I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep pushing, dedicated my life to God, and just started praying and keeping the faith. And I got hired with my company called Optical, where I'm a sales consultant. And I took it from there, and I started rebuilding my business. I partnered with my best friend, who is now part of my business with me. And I'm starting off now. Thankfully, I had some interviews today where I have sales reps that I'm looking to also work for me and to push my clientele and to push my business. So this is a start for me. So that I'm really looking to push forward and to having a physical store. Right now, my business is just online, but I'm really looking to push it to the next level as time goes by.
Yes, now you said your business is online, but it is, and this is what Alan Shastey was trying to push, okay? E-commerce. Everything is online. People work online. People do their business online. People don't really go into stores again. And I believe this is the trend he was about to take the young people. And having a store online would boost your sales, would put you out there so people can know about Fashion Mania. And as you can see on the screen, right? As you can see on the screen, we have Fashion Mania. You can connect with him on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and he has his WhatsApp numbers there. And this is a young man, and these are the young people we have to push. Now, you see, tonight is not rural, so all of them are running away. But we have to support our young people. This is the core of our country. This is the real politics, not these politicians that don't know what they're doing. This is the really real core of our country, having young people contribute to the gross domestic product of our country. And this is what he is doing. So let us know, Kyle, why did you go? Because we realize your merchandise is mainly for ladies. What propelled you to go into that sector, dealing with ladies?
Okay, so if I'm being honest, when I started Fashion Mania, I went to Aeropos. That's the company that I deal with in terms of ordering items. I went there and I wanted to order something because I didn't know how you go about ordering stuff. And the young lady who was working there told me that, you know, I can just create an account rather than have them order the stuff for me and cost me more. And for some reason, I started looking at the clothes online and I was like, wow, I have an eye for fashion. And I've always been someone, I love fashionable stuff. And I decided, why not use that as an initiative to start a business? And I started ordering stuff. I had a different logo prior to this one. The first name that I had for my business was Kyle's Fashion Boutique. And I started selling stuff to people and I realized I'm getting a lot of sales. So then I decided, you know what, I'm going to use this because I have an eye for fashion. I would like look at different people and see what they love, like just fashion wise. I don't know if it's a gift, but I would just look at you and be like, you know what, this looks really good on you. I just by being around you, seeing how you speak. And I just used that and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna push in terms of. And I remember that I spoke with a businessman and he told me that the Kyle Fashion Boutique word was too long and you need something that's more catching in terms of a business name and a business logo and the motto as well, that people are gonna, whenever they hear the name, they're gonna be like, yes, I wanna go to that business. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna select Fashion Mania. And that's why I started off and I started ordering stuff. I'm also looking to order for men as well because I used to order for men, and I'm looking to move into different directions. So right now, for me, it's about women wear, and from women wear, I'm looking to go into jewelry. Also, I'm looking to get into makeup. So I have the vision and what the branding and the merchandising and different stuff that I'm looking to push and to get with Fashion Mania. So it's a lot of work to put in. I mean, financially, yes, you need the financial support to push, but I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, the sacrifices that I have to do to push myself to the next, because it's a passion that I have for it.
Now it is very interesting that you as a young man now, people who are, and I'm happy the businessman gave you some ideas, which I find is very good, because your logo and your tagline has to be very something appealing and something very short. And we were looking at your stuff, and we were saying that you need to do an online shop. You need to do an online shop.
Yes.
Okay, you need to do an online shop, and also when you do it, you would get a lot of sales, because this is what Alan Chastney was saying, is that to propel our country into e-commerce, and had that been done, I think our young people would have just branched out there. And the thing about it is that we need to revolutionize the way we do business in St. Lucia. And it saddens me that we have a prime minister, as a young person, we have a prime minister who speaks of a youth economy. Based on what the prime minister have been saying, how does this contribute to your brand, to your business? Tell us about it. How you can see whatever he is promising will grow your business or not.
As of right now, if I'm being honest, I haven't seen anything in place, not only for myself, but other business owners, young business owners who are looking to push their business and build their business and move it to the next level. Because growing up with politics, it's always been about, I will do this, I will do that. I'm gonna boost the economy. I'm gonna be for the youth. I'm gonna be for the youth. And year after year, it's the same thing, and it never changes. And there's nothing in place for the youth. I remember speaking to young people during the course of this week, and there are many people who are looking to start their own businesses, but there's nothing in place. Financially, there's nothing in place. Some of them don't have a job. And when I look at it, and I'm like, what is really going to happen to these people? Because if you don't have the financial support to do what you want to do, you just have the ideas, and you're just stagnant as to what you want to do. And also, going back to the point that you made about the business forum and what exactly e-commerce, I've also thought of my business not to just be a fashion boutique, but I want it to be very unique. I want it to be something where when you shop with me, you feel like you are special in my way. I want to grow a business where I can also ship my items out internationally throughout the Caribbean, because I've had people from different places like Trinidad, Guyana, who see my way and they're very interested in it, and I've not been able to ship it out to these Caribbean countries. So this is something that I'm looking forward to doing as well, not just St. Lucia wise, but to pushing it to different Caribbean countries, and also having a physical shop in Vieux Fort, and then from there branding one in Castries as well. So I want people to feel like they're not just wearing my stuff just because everyone else has that. I want it to be where you have my clothes on at a reasonable price. It's unique, it's stylish, and it's something that no one else has.
Now, one of my supporters said, you might be in Hollywood one day, think outside the box, be unique, go different. And she is very, very, very right. And it doesn't seem that St. Lucia has gotten wind of how everything is online. COVID seems to have taught Alan Chastney that the way to go is through the internet, e-commerce. But however, with a change of government, from what I'm seeing with them, they're going back to front. They are not embracing e-commerce, and they are going back to 1900, where people was doing business. But with your business, and the best way to go is online. And I understand you said you're going to put branches in Vieux Fort and in Castries, but you should really consider the online shop. This is where the monies are. And let me tell you why this is where the money is. The money is there because you won't only be reaching St. Lucia, you are going to be reaching the world with your products. And as long as your product is classy and good, because look at us right here in St. Lucia, we go online, we go on Amazon, and we just order stuff. And sometimes that supplier is right in China, Japan. So this is what Alan Chastney was trying to do for young people, causing them to think out of the box and being independent. And what I'm seeing this prime minister is doing is a regression of progress. Tell me how you as a young person, and also your other young friends, feel about the inclusion for young people with this government?
It's a great point in terms of using the word young people. I don't believe they've all ever been for young people. It's just a phrase that is used every day. We're gonna do this for the youth. We're gonna push for the youth. We're gonna do this and that for the youth. And then at the end of the day, when they get into office, it's like, what is there for the youth? There are many young people. I go to work every day. I go to View Fort. I see there are young men just standing in the corridors, doing absolutely nothing, just ideal. There are young women who keep complaining they have no job, they have nothing to do. And I mean, people are trying their best to try to save money rather than spend. So we're in a situation where there is absolutely nothing that is being put in place. There are many talented young men and women out there who have talent in different sports, who can sing, who can dance. But what exactly is there to be put in place to help these people grow? These people use their talent to move to the next level. And it's we live in a society where if you don't have an uncle, an auntie, family member within a business company, you're not gonna get a job. There are many people who are overqualified, who are qualified to do the job, but then you go to the business place and there's someone sitting there who knows nothing about the job that they're doing simply because that person is a relative of the manager or the supervisor. And it happens everywhere, sadly. And then people complain about crimes, and this will never stop because you go to school, you go to college, you go to university, and then you come back to your country. You're expecting that, hey, I wanna work within my country. I want to do something to invest, but you can't because there is nothing there that you can do. No one wants to hire you. People complain that they don't have enough to pay you. There are people that would say they don't have vacancy, yet still they will tell you they don't have vacancy, but then you go back to the business and then you see new faces in the business. So that really brings you at a point where you're depressed and you feel like, what is really going on? And yes, you want to get out of the country, but not everyone has the opportunity to do so. Not everyone has that family member or that friend that can help them or that support to push them to do what they want to do. And this is what leads to crime. I mean, as much as we talk about crime and people, the government, like you showed the video of Philip JPS stating that there is nothing you can do about crime, and I mean, it's just ridiculous. But you can put things in measure which can really decrease the rate of crime. Because if there are people who are, if you can put things in place where people can work, bringing to that point, I remember back in the election that was in 2021, and he made a statement about the call centers, stating that he's going to remove the call centers that currently the Ojo ITEL, and he's going to replace them with local call centers. And I was really baffled by that because I'm thinking to myself, as a prime minister, you're not even a prime minister yet, but you have what financial, finance do you really have to remove American-based call centers who are not only investing in the country but creating such a massive employment base for many youths and young people? Because I can tell you, in the South, it's very difficult to get a job. It's not like Castries, you have all the opportunities, different jobs and hotels. In the South, it's really pretty much hotels in Soufrière. But in V4, there is nothing really to provide employment. So with these call centers, a lot of young people, even those without experience, would get the opportunity to work and get a salary. And when you come on, you say, hey, I'm going to remove these call centers and replace them with local call centers. I'm thinking to myself, what local call centers? And then you come about speaking about you're not going to make people who make less than $4,000, they're not going to be paying tax. And I wonder to myself, how are you going to say that? I'm not going to, which country in this world runs without tax? So there's many statements that he's been making that I really question myself, and I question my country as a whole, as to certain things that this guy says. And it's very pretty much biased for me in terms of supporting a party just because of color, but not looking at where he's coming from and what he's saying and what really the points that he's making. And it is just really sad, honestly. And I just can't understand where our country is heading to at this point, what vision, because at this point, there has been no vision as to what he is going to do, especially for the youth of this country. What are you going to put in place for the youth of this country? It's like every time these guys come and speak, it's all about Chasney. And that's all it is. So right now, it's to the point where I'm just really confused. There are many young people with the crime rate going on. Like a young lady spoke to me earlier, she is very afraid for her life. She cannot really go out, and she has kids, and she's a single mother. And she doesn't know, like, she doesn't feel comfortable going out at night, going out during the day, because there's always gunshots, not only in Vieux-Fort. There are people who are just robbing people out there. There are young men who are idle. They don't want to try to get a job or do anything. So this is where our country is right now, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's a real struggle for many people. There are many single parents out there. There are many young men and women who don't even know where they're going to get their next meal from. And for me, this prime minister and the ministers, they don't really care. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that is really being put in place for people. And I'm not speaking based on a side-to-side UWP SLP. It's been happening for years, and it's something that I feel that really needs to be addressed, and not just come on a forum and speak about it just because you want to sit there and then make your thousands of dollars, get all your big contracts, give it to your friends and family. But what about the poor? What about these people who have no support? What about these people who are trying to get something to do for themselves, these people with all the ideas? Because we have a lot of intelligent people in St. Lucia, I'll be honest with you. We have a lot of intelligent young people who have vision, people who want to do something, but there is no means of support. There is no means of financial support. Hence the reason why many people have left to the cruise ship. People who get the opportunity to leave this country and run away, they're going to do it because there is nothing here for anyone, absolutely nothing here to really assist anyone to grow themselves, to do something for themselves, to better themselves, their career, to help their family. And when a man is not working, so the only thing he's going to have in mind, well, not everyone, but is to go out there, rob a place, rob people, and crimes is just not going to stop.
You know, you're so articulate. One of my supporters said, "Brilliant, brother," because you are so articulate in what you said. And this is what we want from our young people. Speak from the heart. It is not about party. It is about improving the lives of our young people. And like you said something, and you're so brilliant in what you said, that Alan Chasney started the call centers, right? And we had many young people who were employed there. And this is how I like young people to think strategically, because if many people, even the older people, were thinking like you, SLP would not have been in power. Because what you said is that Philip J. Pierce said when he comes in, he's going to make a local call center. Are you serious? Does he know the intricacies of a call center? Does he really know? Because with Alan Chasney, he was on my show, and what Alan Chasney said, he flew over. I forgot where it was in the States, but I just forgot where he said he flew over. He met with the guy, right? Spoke to the guy, made the arrangement, whatever he had to pay in order for the company to come here, he did it. But his main emphasis was on young people working, getting a salary. And to say that you are going to come and make a call center, it means that our people were not thinking. I think our young people were thinking, but our young people are just fed up with the politicians. Because you say you have a youth economy, and our young people are suffering.
And that's
our
the
young
thing.
people
There
are
is
suffering.
there is absolutely nothing that you can see you can build upon. You come here and you speak about you're gonna invest in the youth, you're gonna inject monies. And so I'm not someone who likes to speak politics, because when you start speaking about politics, a lot of people would take it as Flabon SLP. And this is the reason why I pick and choose who I speak politics with. I like to speak with people who are very literate in a sense of they know what they're saying, they understand what politics mean, and it's not just about party color. When a man comes on and he speaks about a country and the youth, and you say that, okay, you care about the youth, you're looking to invest money. First thing, when you come, you just won an election. How on earth can you give people $1,500? That makes absolutely no sense. All that is rubbish to me. Then you speak of you're gonna give $5,000 to people to build home and to do all sorts of nonsense. These things are just pure rubbish. And it's not a case where it happens. It's just happened. And another thing that I've taken from election, these men have been there. Philip JP has been in elections for 25 years, if I'm correct. You look at his constituency, there's absolutely nothing, no growth whatsoever. Many of these prime ministers, these ministers in cabinet have been in politics for many years, and there is absolutely nothing to show for it. I believe in the youth and empowerment of the youth. I believe that we need young and fresh blood who are really driving the country, not just young men who come in, but people that are grown in a community where people know them and you can see a vision in them, people that actually care about not just the young people, the elderly, the senior citizens that have really driven this country to where it is today. Not just men who would come there and speak and be that pretty face on parliament and be shipping wool's clothing, and they would give it a nice lips and a nice tongues, because one thing I've learned from the Labour Party, they know how to speak. They're very articulate.
Very
and the
crafty.
line, they know how to do it very well, very much so. And again, like I tell people, I'm not speaking based on a biasness of a party, because some people are going to take me wrong. Some people are going to believe, oh, just sticking to what it is. No, both parties has their flaws. There are things that UWP have done which is not right. There are ministers that have been in power, even within my constituency, where they're very stubborn and they don't listen to the people because they believe that they know it all. So a regular man like me will give an advice to a minister. He's going to look at me like, who are you to give me advice? And they're going to listen to the pastor or the preacher or these men that wear a tie because they have a title to their name. And that is where we are in our country. And I believe this country is not run by any politician. It's run by people power. And our people don't understand the strength and the power we have to run this country. We put these guys in not to come there and just eat our money. We put them there for a reason. And until people understand how powerful people power is, this country is not going to move forward. So, and that's just the truth. We have too many young people who are knowledgeable, too many young people who have the drive and the intelligence and the motive to really drive this country forward. But there is nothing in place. And these politicians have realized the fear within this country, because they see St. Lucia as a very gullible country where they would tell them run, they would start running away. They would tell them sit, they would all sit. They would tell them jump off a cliff, they wouldn't ask why, they would just do it, all because of the love of party. And we need to move from this motive of, oh, my great-grandmother or my mother was an SLP or a UWP, and that's what I'm at. No, we need to stop this. And unless we don't get away from this kind of mentality, we are not going to move forward as a country. And it is very sad, and it really pisses me off, because time and time, every election is the same thing. These guys just come, they put on a pretty face, a mask on, saying, oh, we're going to do this for the young people, we're going to drive this country. And the moment they sit, you don't even hear from them. They would come to your home to look for you, just to vote for them. And when they win, you don't hear from them for the next 5 years until the end of election. They're going to be calling your phone. They're going to be at your door. They're even going to bring vehicles to bring your great-grandmother to go vote for them. And this is what's been happening. And like I said, as much as people may not enjoy or don't want to hear what I'm saying, but it's the truth. And we know it's the truth, but we tend to just put a shadow over it, all because of the love of party color. And this nonsense needs to stop in St. Lucia. And unless we don't put a stand as a people, it's not going to change.
Exactly. And you make me, you just make me feel so wonderful, because it means that what I have been doing for the past 10 months, the young people are listening. And our older folks, some of them are seasoned in their way. Oh, I am a labor, I am a flabo. Nah, that's how they are. But the young people are saying that it is about country. And if I continue doing the same thing all the time, it is insanity. And you are very right. And these are the young people. And if you realize, and I know you have been watching my shows, this is what I've been saying: put my young people at the forefront. We as the older ones can be at the back guiding them. But we need our young people. Now, one of my YouTubers said, and I found it very, very interesting. One of my YouTubers said, the old people, I think they meant to say the senior people, but they said the old people in the government are not ready for change. They are comfortable in their monal. And it is very true. They are comfortable in their monal. Young people are brilliant. Young people are able to move an idea forward. Young people are visionary. I am tired lot of people saying, oh, young people, they're not good, it's smoking, they're on the block, they're doing this. You are putting all our young people in a blanket. I'm not saying no, that we have some young people that we need to guide and bring them to the next level. But you cannot put all of them in a box. And when you're saying to me, and I'm going to ask you a question, it's so interesting, it's so refreshing talking to you, because I didn't want to interview a young person who is pro UWP, who is pro SLP. I wanted to interview a young person that is pro country, and we need to break away from that. And I hope the younger generation, because my last son will be eligible to vote, and when he is eligible to vote, he'll be 18 in October. When he is eligible to vote, he will vote for the right people. Because right now, what the young people are saying, we are not voting party. We are voting on your mission, on your vision. But the issue with the former administration is that they had a show for 5 years spewing the lies and deceit, and they didn't come to debunk it. Now, when you don't do that, the young people will just say, well, we don't know what's going on. But you have to continue giving the young people that meat, that food, so they can make the right decision. We can't feed the young people milk. They had enough milk already. They had enough breast milk from their mom. Right now, they need hard food. They don't need mashed potato. We need to guide them. Now, we have an issue, and this is why I love Mia. When I go to Barbados, I got to go look for Miss Mia, boss lady. This is why I love this lady so badly. Yep. Mia won, hands down. You know what she said? But tell me, if you are 18 years and you can vote, right? You are 18 years and you can vote. Why can't you be a member of parliament? Why can't you be a senator? And she is moving legislation to change it, that if you are 18 years, you can be a member of parliament, you can be a senator, you can be whatever. Now, this is forward thinking. Now, tell me, which young person would not gravitate to a leader like that? What say you? Because in St. Lucia, you have to be 21 years to be a member of parliament or for you to run for a seat. What say you? 18 years you vote. Shouldn't you be able to be a member of parliament, run for a seat?
Absolutely, and that is a great point that you made. I believe that we tender quite on age, and the senior citizens, especially in politics, they look at the young people like myself, I would say younger people, and they would be like, you look too young to drive this country, you're not of age to drive this country. And it's really baffles, and not only that, it really pushes you back as a young man or a young woman who is driven for success, and it makes you think of yourself like, wow, I'm not good enough. But that's not true. And it's something that we really need to stop thinking and stop having the idea of we're not good enough to do what we want to do. We have all this negativity just making us believe that if I don't do what this person says, then I'm not going to be who I want to be or who I ought to be. All the negativity that gravitates around us and always makes us feel like we cannot do this or we cannot do that. That needs to stop. You need to take a look at yourself and be like, hey, listen, I have this idea and I'm going to make it work regardless of what's around me. I'm going to push myself and I'm going to make it happen. We're always going to have negativity. We're always going to have the people around us that's going to say, man, you cannot do this. Who you think you are? You cannot be a lawyer. Who makes you believe you can be a lawyer? Or you're not going to have a business. Look at the family you came from. Who makes you think you're going to have a business? You don't have the financial support that you need. You don't have the mentality and the strength that you need. And this is something that ponders on a lot of young people, especially these rich men out there. Do you know, so there are many rich people in St. Lucia that do not invest in St. Lucia. And I try to understand why. Then I think of, okay, is it because they're afraid to lose money? Is it because they're afraid that if they're going to invest in St. Lucia, they're not going to make a profit? But if you want your country to push, to drive to another level, why would you invest in another CARICOM country, or why would you go on internationals to invest money and leave your country behind? Because when you have a man, for example, Uncle Shas had a vision, and he spoke of DSH, and he had the idea of the port in Vieux Fort, and he had the airport. I'm just bringing these across as examples. First of all, I need Lucians to understand that I'm creating a port in Vieux Fort. The first thing that's going to happen when that port begins, there's going to be a massive employment base. That's number one. When that port is completed, we're gonna have jobs, crazy jobs. People are gonna be working for a lifetime. Not just that, the taxi that's all in Sufre only, you're gonna have a lot more people that's gonna enter into the taxi industry, and business will be booming. When you have an international airport where you just walk in to an airplane and you don't have to walk out of the airplane and then go inside. If it's raining, then you get wet. You're gonna have people looking at St. Lucia and be like, wow, this country is really upgrading and I wanna come into this country. I listened to a voice note once where a lady spoke on, I think it was Jupa, I'm not too sure. And she said that she wants Chasney was on the show, and she stated that, Chasney, I don't want to be prime minister again. You want to make St. Lucia look like Miami. And I laughed at that. I'm thinking to myself, look like Miami. My goodness, St. Lucia would have been on another level right now. Would be flying on cloud nine, because if we're looking like Miami, that means everyone wants to come in. We have the only walking volcano in the Caribbean country. You mix Miami and all the beautiful nature we have, all the beautiful waterfall, Diamond Fall, all this we have, the pitons, and you put all that together, and we have one of the best countries in the Caribbean. This is going to be the country where everyone would want to come in. When you have a dolphin park, where in St. Lucia do you have that? These things are really going to uplift the country. These things are really going to put St. Lucia on another level in terms of not only employment, but you're going to have people wanting to inject into St. Lucia, invest again. Investment is going to really move to another level in St. Lucia. And these are all the things I think we young people and senior people as well don't look at it. I believe that the people who are very knowledgeable, who have been working within that industry, they know what it is, but they're selfish because they only think of themselves. They look at it as, you know, if I'm going to do this, that means this young man is going to get an opportunity to make more money. Or if I'm going to do this, that means, you know what, these young men are going to have the idea of doing a business like myself, and he wants to grow, and he's going to want to be a millionaire. And this is where we are. Do you know there are people, our own people fight us down? Myself as a young entrepreneur, I'm going to be doing a business, and I've met people, they'll be like, oh, that's really expensive, or why are you selling that at that price? And I say to myself,
we lost him. Yeah, guys, just give us a minute. We kind of lost Kyle. We're not getting his audio, so I will try to get him back. Let me just I don't know his audio. I don't know what happened. Just give us. Okay, Kyle, you're back. Kyle?
yes, I'm here. We
lost you. We don't know what happened. When you were speaking, we lost you. We don't know what happened.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're
Apologies
dealing with nah, don't worry, don't mention it, you know. But go ahead.
Yes. So I was speaking on the basis of our own people fighting us down. And you find people like, when I sell my clothes sometimes, they're going to be like, you know, why are you selling this at that price or this price? I look at them and I'm like, okay, so you go to Massey's store, you get an item for a price. You will complain, but you're still going to buy it, right? You go to Taxi, you go to Baywalk, you're going to see an item for $500. You're going to complain about the price to yourself, not to the people who are selling it. You're still going to buy it, right? And then you see a young man trying to grow himself, trying to build a business. You're going to complain about the price and you're going to say it's too expensive and you don't want to buy it. Why? So I'm trying to understand, differentiate between what you're doing and with my business and your business, and what really, all these things, I find it's really, really, really strange, and where this is really leading our country to.
And
in terms of
he's kind of breaking up.
Go ahead.
Okay, you hear me, Kyle? You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
You just like the movement, just don't move too much, because sometimes the Wi-Fi is crazy, you know.
Okay.
The system we have in St. Lucia ain't good.
Yeah, okay.
But Kyle, there are many people who are messaging me about you, and they're saying you're so articulate. Somebody said, if this guy, a businessman said, if I was next to this guy, I would give him a jam. because you're speaking facts. And this is what people fail to realize. And I need more young people like you to be on my show to speak, because you guys are the future. I am leaving. We have a tendency in St. Lucia that we do not want to give the young people room to improve and to go ahead and be the leader or to be a manager. We believe we must always be in that position. Now, what you're saying tonight is so critical. And we need to showcase more young people like you, because you are thinking the way Soso wants you all to think. Do not think because Soso said that is that I must think. Think for yourself. And if you are thinking like that, your friends around you are also thinking like that. Our young people are brilliant. We put them on a side. Now, you made a very valid point. Uncle Shasney has a business. His father have their businesses or whatever. I believe right now, Shasney was a prime minister for only 3 years as far as I'm concerned, because COVID came in and he didn't have time to really govern for the 2 years. So when Philip J. Pierre and them want to blame him for crime and everything, it is just hogwash. Now, I believe we need to set the standard high in this country. And you hit on it. I believe if you are going into politics or you want to run for a seat, our politicians or our candidates going up should have something to show off for. I don't want to just see your PhD. I don't want to just see your master's. I don't want to see your BSc or whatever. I want to see what you have done outside of politics. You are a good candidate. And there are some young, my son Hakeem, he also showed me 2 young ladies who have their business and their website, they're online, and I'm gonna get them to showcase them, because the young people are not in them UWP thing. They are for progress, right? And I believe you would be a good candidate, because you're a young man starting, you're trying a thing, you start your business, it's online. People like you would be able to drive our country and our economy, because e-commerce is the way to go. Shasney saw it, but they're saying to him, he wants to make St. Lucia like Miami. Let me tell you, brother, when you hit down in Beam, when you hit Barbados, and I saying, wait, where am I driving? It's like a little Britain. So we need young people like you. We cannot have the same old. Now I need to ask you a question, Kyle. Vision, as you said. You saw those houses on Facebook, and I know you love, your senior citizens, because I've spoken to you and I know what you say. I know you love your senior citizens, right? Tell me, Kyle, as a young person, tell me how you feel about seeing those houses, because at the end of the day, if the standard is not raised, we cannot have people like you or the young people like my sons, all the young people thinking like this is okay, this is not okay. What is your view on that?
Well, so to be honest, I've been looking at these so-called houses, and I've been trying to understand what really the project is. Listening to Richard Frederick, he only spoke about this is not a house, it's a housing scheme. And then there was this guy who came on speaking on his behalf, stating that this is the houses he built for the people who are on the streets. And and then the guy they built the house for came on television, thought he's so happy and so forth. Now I'm not sure if they paid him to say that, the way he spoke, and I'm not going to.
Well,
add insult to injury.
I don't know if they pay him to do that, but I find it's very insulting. We have a culture in this country. I do for a lot of people, but you will never see me posting it on Facebook, because if I give you a hamper, if I give you $200, if I pay a bill or something for you, this is nobody business. But our politicians, this set of people, these politicians, it's in their blood to show all what they do and put in senior citizens on TV to say this. This is very insulting.
True. Now, I don't want to stray from what you're saying. I'm going to get back to that point of the house. Mm-hmm. In regards to what you were saying, I don't believe these politicians, they're very smart. I don't believe they knew what Uncle Shas had the vision for. They knew what he would have done, would have really raised eyebrows in St. Lucia. I believe is an act of selfishness and greed for power and money. That is what it is. Because they knew if what Uncle Shas, if he had the opportunity to do what he had planned, they knew St. Lucia would have been such a country. But they didn't want it to happen all in the name of greed. They wanted to ensure that they won the election. So they did everything they could in their power to come on, lie to people, tell people they were gonna do this and that, knowing that deep within they were not gonna do it, but they didn't care. They only said it because they just want to win and sit, and they just want to be sitting in the office with their suit and shirt and tie on, making their thousands of dollars, and they don't give a crap about the St. Lucians. Moving back to the houses, when I looked at that, I was like, this is very disrespectful. I understand that there are people who are on the streets who need a place to live in, which I am all for assisting the poor, especially senior citizens, those who have nowhere to stay, those who are in need. I am all for that. However, if you're gonna do something for someone, do something that is out of the heart. Do something that is substantial. Do something that people are gonna look at you and be like, wow, you really care. This so-called house, I don't know if it's a shack, I don't know what it is, and you guys are speaking about it. If a hurricane or flood were to happen, these houses would wash away. This is not a house. I don't even know what to call it. This is not something that you're gonna put someone in. This is not even like I could say an apartment. It's just like a one-way bedroom, stove, whatever it is. This is just an embarrassment, not only to our country, but other countries in the Caribbean. People are looking at us, and I don't think St. Lucians understand what these men are doing and the embarrassment they're putting this country in. Too many people are focused on politics rather than looking at the picture. We have the United States, we have England, we have all other Caribbean countries looking at St. Lucia, and we're a mockery, we're a joke. When you have these ministers coming and brag about, oh, it's not, people coming on TV stating that this is not houses to live in, it's for the poorest of the poor. So when I listen to that, and I try to understand the concept of what really did he mean? What was he trying to really state? Is he looking at us and just literally saying to us, you guys are just useless? You poor people have no use in this country, so I'm just gonna build a little shack for you just to put you in because you also have no purpose in this country. This guy is disrespecting this country in a very crafty and smart way. And is it that we're not seeing it, or we're just playing dumb to it, or we're just doing all this in the name of politics, that we're just ignoring it? And it is getting worse every single day. And I don't think our people understand the difficulties and the consequences that we're gonna face on the long run with this man really putting this country in a gutter. Our sweet St. Helen is really going down. And I am not saying this for particular. This is a disgrace. I don't know. I'm not going to call this guy a prime minister because to me, he is not a prime minister. I would rather Kenny Anthony run in this country or any other guy in parliament run in the country instead of him because he doesn't know what he's doing. And a lot of people will get upset when you say that. They would be like, oh, he just had a year in power. It doesn't matter. You come as a prime minister. You should have a vision. You had 5 years to plan what you have to do. You came with a portfolio. I have up to now, this guy comes on television and he has yet to state what he has in plan for St. Lucia. All he speaks about is Shastney. Everything that these guys do, they build a house, they say, oh, Shastney didn't do it. They build a gutter, they're going to say, oh, Shas didn't do it, so we're going to build a gutter here. What are you going to do for the young people? What are you going to do to push the country forward? Y'all have no plan. Y'all are not saying anything y'all are going to do, but y'all just keep, it's like insanity. Keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, and there is nothing that you guys are really trying to do to really assist and put the bandage on where the injury is. But you guys are just keep on procrastinating and just keep repeating the same old thing about Shastney and Shastney. He's gone. He's no longer there. He's lost the election. Why don't you focus on what the country needs rather than you just keep focusing on Shastney? His time is gone. Tell us what you're going to do to boost the economy like you stated. Tell us, I mean, the 1 to 5, I'm not even going to go on that because that's just pure rubbish for me. All these promises for me, that's just rubbish because this guy cannot do that. I think another point I'm going to put across so I believe a lot of our people need to go out of St. Lucia to really understand what an economy is and what it means to have economists, people who are financially intelligent, people who know how to run a country, not for money, but people who care. I think we have too many people who have lived in the culture of this country and don't understand what it really means to run a country. Because the older folks, especially, I'm gonna definitely stay on this with the older people. They need to understand and get out of their comfort zone, because they have been in a generation where this is why I am and this is where I'm going to stay, and they're poisoning the minds of the younger generation. And these so-called ministers, they feed on that, because they have noticed that this young generation, they're following the same pathway with these older folks. So we're just gonna feed on that, because we don't care about them, but they love our color, and that's all we're gonna do, is to sit there and fool them and keep fooling them and giving them empty promises. And I sit and I wonder, so what is going on with our people? Is it that we're just dumb, or we're just playing the fool here, or we're just trying to pretend like we don't see what's going on? And this is gonna destroy our country. Prices, I mean, a ton gas, cooking gas now is almost $50. And I'm saying to myself, you go to Massey store and it's like every day the prices keep on raising. I used to shop for myself. I used to pay like $150 to shop for myself. Now it's over $200. And I'm thinking of people who have children, people who have a family. How are they going to cope with paying for what their kids have? How are they going to cope at the end of the day to taking care of their children? It's a shame. It's an embarrassment. Everything is going up. There is no job in place. There is nothing in place. And this guy is yet to come on television to speak of something that is of substance, something that at least I can understand. But again, I don't even know what kind of English he speaks, because no insult, I just don't understand what he's saying when it comes on TV. But at the end of the day, it is just like he's just insulting our country over and over, and people out there are laughing at us because we're just a joke. We don't know where we're going. No one knows where St. Lucia is going to. We don't have a leader. I don't know what we have in power. We have Judas. We have like Budera Ba. Like, it's just a shame. It's like a whole magic potion, and no one really cares. It's just an embarrassment.
Well, I think we need to carry this.
And I am tired of this. I'm honestly
frustrated
frustrated and tired of it. It is just and again, I will strain on the fact that how is it that Richard Frederick is in politics? With all what has been said, Kennedy Anthony stating that this guy was a criminal, this guy shouldn't be in politics. Is it that he's forgetting, or he's just trying to pretend like he doesn't know? These guys were insulting you. Stevenson King, the puppet, you just been used as a toy. That's just it. This guy doesn't even know what he's doing. He's just in the party and he's just being used, and that's it. And we have these men sitting there every election, doing the same old thing. And then we go on the streets making noise, Flabo labor, and the guys are just laughing at us. And then when they win the election, then we start crying. Oh, nothing is going on. And you know what really hurts me? These same people who are out there crying, they're gonna be voting. They're gonna go back to elections in the next 5 years, and they're gonna be voting for the exact same people.
Kyle,
You're still gonna put them in power. At the end of the day, we're gonna vote for them.
Kyle, let me interject here. You gave me so much hope. It's like you just make me feel that the work I have done for the past 10 months is worth it, because this is how I want my young people to think. And I know many of them are listening. Now let me say something to you. A businessman again sent me something. He's like, wow, make Monday nights like that. Let the young people speak. This young man just hit every nail on the head. Oh, wow. People are listening to you, because this is what we want. We want young people who not bent. Oh, I am SLP. It's like that we're doing it. I am Flabo. That's how I'm doing it. We want young people to change things, to make things better. And this is why I have been saying, allow the young people to be great. And you are very right. The older people, right? Myself, I'm older. I'm not young. I'm 50 something. We need to listen to the young people, because had I not listened to Prince Akeem Ernest, my show would not have been like that. He said, Mommy, you have the intellect, you have everything, you have the know-how, but I am gonna just blow up this show for you. And he did. And he did it so beautifully. So tell me why you think I love young people? Tell me why I will not love young people. They are visionaries. They are implementers, and you are a visionary, Kyle. You are an implementer, because listen to what you're saying, and I'm sure your friends are saying the very same things you are saying. The young people need a seat at the table. The young people cannot be sidelined anymore, and many of those men sitting, Alan Chastner is the only person who is sitting in government per se, right, that can say, hey, I have my business, I have something to fall back on. When most politicians lose their seat, they're out scrunting for 5 years. So what do you expect? They are going to come back to milk the country. We need young people like you. And we need y'all like yesterday. Kyle, tell me the heartbeat of your friends. What are your friends saying in regards to this government, the country? Because like I said, it's not about party, it's about us. What is the heartbeat? Because I know your friends speak to you. What are they saying? Is he there?
Well, I would say in regards to this, yes, I'm here.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, my friends and colleagues have been pretty much on the same boat with me. With everything that this government has been promising, everything that they've been saying, it's just repetitive. There are people, like I told you, that have been going through a lot. There are people suffering in this country that we don't even know about. People going through days where they have kids, they don't know what they're going to get to eat, they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. It's a struggle for many people. There are people who have been jobless ever since COVID. And I tend to wonder how they're really coping with it. Don't have the money to pay their bills, single parents, my friends trying to trying to do businesses themselves, trying to grow, and there is no resources in place. There is nothing that they can turn to look onto. And it's like the rich people keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. And people who, I don't like calling people poor. I would use the word in terms of people who are not financially stable, people who are not at the same level with those who have businesses, who have all the financial support, who have all the funds in their account. And I'm trying to understand at this point what exactly is being put in place for our young people. What is it that this government has planned? For all my colleagues out there who have been speaking to me and telling me that, they've been jobless for so long, they don't know what they're gonna do, they need to get things going for themselves. They have so many plans that they wanna do a business for themselves, but there is no one to assist them. They look for jobs. And another thing that's really heartbreaking, like I said earlier in the show, where they would go look for a job and then would say no vacancies, and then the next day they come, they're going to see someone sitting there with the job. And there are people, I would be honest with you, who, I don't know how to put it, but they're just clueless as to what they're really about, where they're really headed to, in terms of people who actually vote as well. They vote and they don't even know why they're voting, all because of the love of color. And with the crime rate going on, so it's really turning, it's really getting into the bones and the thickness of our young people. I have young men out there today being in Vieux-Fort, and people can't really, at 6 o'clock, people have to be in their homes. We can no longer walk the streets because it's not safe. We don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You may be struck by a stray bullet. You don't know what's gonna happen if you have your kids on the outside. You can't trust your children from going out anymore because of everything that's going on. People are being robbed, and there is absolutely nothing being done to assist it. And the crime rate just keeps rising and rising and rising. And this government is not saying anything to assist, nothing at all to put in place. Seeing the video that you played earlier on, that when you come on as a prime minister and you're saying that crime has always been there, which is true, but what are you doing to really assist to decreasing the crime rate? Nothing. It makes me feel like we are not safe. We are just not safe in this country. And to walk the streets, my family is afraid to walk the streets. We don't know what's going to happen when you leave your home. I God forbid I can leave my home and get struck by a stray bullet. You just never know. And our youth economy, there is nothing to really that they're doing to really boost it or to really assist the young people to get into where they want to be. Yes, like I said, there are many people with a lot of talent. So there are many young people who have such great ideas, people that I've been speaking with, people who want to do so much in their life, but there is nothing, absolutely nothing in place for them. And in the next 5 years, where are these people going to be? What are they going to do? Where are they going to move on from there? And this government just doesn't care. There is no care, no remorse. It's like you're there laughing and you're telling people, why are you so sad? Like, seriously, you're going to ask that question, why am I sad? Of course I'm going to be sad because there is nothing for me to do. And we're just struggling in a country. Things are rising, prices are going up, there is no job. And another thing I need to really touch on, we need a minimum wage in this country. We really do. Can you imagine? So I'm going to be honest. There are people who work in security firms who make $5 for an hour.
Yes, I know. I know. Let me just cut you short there, Kyle. I was walking in town today, and I heard a young mother walking, and my heart broke. And she said she is only making $245 a fortnight. I'm like, how can she survive? Now, Kyle, hear this, and this is why young people love So, because the thing about So, I am real. I am not a fake person. I'll never be. Love So. With Kyle being on my show tonight, Kyle, basically, a businessman has reached out to you to give you free advertising for a month on TV.
Wow. Thank you. That is really amazing. Thank you very much.
He's going to give you free advertising for a month on his station.
You're serious?
And God is going to bless this businessman tremendously because he's a wonderful person.
He will, absolutely.
Now, Kyle, you said something, and I really wanted to touch on it because Alan Shastney had vision. You see, anybody that has vision, like I always say to people, Alan Shastney was not perfect, right? And I believe if he had other young people around him, if he had a bulldog like me around him to tell him when he going and do something that good and really let him understand why it's not good, Alan Shastney would have still won the election despite the lies and deceit. Because Alan Shastney had vision for Vieux-Fort. Vieux-Fort is dead right now. I think Alan Shastney was also thinking about, I'm subject to correction, but he was also thinking about building a port, a marina, and that would have provided jobs like crazy because those yacht men spend money at the supermarket, at the hotels. People have to come to clean the yachts and all sorts of stuff, generating, income for people. How do you feel? Because right now, Vieux-Fort is sick. My YouTubers are loving you. They're saying, this young man speaks facts. I'm so happy. You're here. And like I said, my show is ordained by God. For you to be here, I just don't pick people. It is God directed me to you. I want you to say to me, how do you feel about Vieux-Fort has nothing? And the past rep, your tongue, the words that come out from your tongue is very powerful. I will give you, there'll be no peace. Words are powerful. What is the state of Vieux-Fort? Because I went there last year, I think, and it was like this year, and it's like ghost town. And you said it, there's nothing happening in Vieux-Fort. How the people in Vieux-Fort are coping?
Well, I don't really circulate the town of Vieux-Fort. I just go to work and get back home. But I've been hearing quite a lot of people complaining, stating that there is absolutely nothing. There are many people, when you go to Vieux-Fort, they're always asking you to assist them, asking you for money to pay for bus. There is flyers telling you to do this and assist and so forth. And I try not to be very judgmental. I look at it as, is it a case where these young people, they just don't want to work, or is it a case where they don't have a choice? Especially, you find there are children who you'd find in Vieux-Fort and they're asking you to buy them something to eat. And that really touches me because it takes a lot. It takes a lot as a young man to go out on the street and to beg for things. And I mean, you have to put your ego aside and you have to put everything aside. As a mother, no parents would want to see their children on the streets begging. And when I see things like that, it touches me because I'm thinking to myself, do we even have caring leaders? Do we even who look after the children? There are children who don't go to school, so there are people in Viewfort who don't go to school. It's not a case that, and I'm being honest, it's not a case that they don't want to. They have no means, they have no funding, they have no money. And then these governments are out there speaking about education and how important it is. Are you putting something in place for these young children who have no means of going to school? Do you have anything in place where these young children would be able to have at least a society or some sort of funding program to assist these young children, provide notebooks, provide pencils, provide uniform, shoes, put something in place, free buses to school? And all these things were put in place, and I'm not sure now if it's even there anymore. I'm not sure. But these are the things that instead of focusing on unnecessary things, focus on the generation, because the youth is the face of the country tomorrow. We are what will drive this country to the next generation. And if we are being ignored, what do you think is gonna happen in the next 10 to 15 years? These children are gonna be grown, they're not gonna have an education, they're just gonna be on the streets. They see their colleagues doing smoking,
Yes,
young
cycle.
women out there being prostitutes. And it's just gonna be a cycle. And then these governments are just gonna be out there saying, oh, crime is not gonna stop, or these things are gonna. No, you have to be the reason why. Okay, you stop and then put something in place. You can reduce it. I'm not gonna say you can stop it completely, but when you put things in place to assist it, then it's gonna be a start. Change what tomorrow will be, or maybe this is where we begin. I'm tired of these government people just talking, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing in place to change what tomorrow, the fortune of tomorrow is. Too much talking, and start putting action into play. Enough of saying, I will do this and I will do that. Start doing it. I don't want to hear people talking about, oh, the youth this and the youth is not doing this and there is this and that. Why aren't you doing something for that? You are the men in power now. You are the people now who have to put the action in play. You all made all the promises. And one thing I've come to learn about St. Lucians they don't have patience. We don't have any patience. When you say something to us, we want it done now and then.
Now.
Now I'm someone, I have a lot of patience because I understand politics. I've understood these guys at the age of 27. I mean, I'm not as old as many people believe, but I have a brain of mind to think. One thing I've gained in life and God has blessed me with is wisdom, and I would take that over anything. Because with wisdom, you see life a different way. You understand life differently. You understand the value of things. You understand the value of money, the value of vanity. And then you see your country, you see people, you understand when people speak, and not just coming from a point of, I have it all, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do to assist people? These government people need to understand we are not the generation of the 90s and the 80s. Technology is advancing. The world is changing. The world is evolving. There is no more sheep on this country again. We are growing. We are understanding the nature of what politics used to be. And it's changing. You old men, for me, they need to get out. For me personally, I'm tired of all these old folks sitting there. When you look at people like Emma, this lady should be retired. Why are you still in politics? Gives young people an opportunity. All these men have just been sitting there for years and they're doing nothing for this country. All these guys, Stevenson King, Richard Frederick, all these acres of land you've just been and there is nothing you're doing. Philip J. Pierre, give young people a chance. Dr. Kennedy Anthony, you're doing absolutely nothing. You've been in Viewfort for over 25 years, and all you've done is just a sidewalk in Shantytown area, and then you boast about it. There is nothing in place, and it's really sad. And this is, what saddens me even more is seeing people speak about this like this is an improvement in the country. There is nothing. And with your point about the port that Mr. Shasney was building in Viewfort, the vendors don't understand how much they would benefit from that. When you leave the area of, when you go all the way down to SNS in Viewfort, there are vendors in that area and there's nothing, absolutely nothing to the port house. And I wonder why they are even there. There is nothing in place for vendors. There is nothing in place to assist them. When you have a man who had that vision to create a port in Viewfort, I'm trying to understand whether it's a case whether they didn't understand what the port really meant and what it would bring to Viewfort, how it would improve Viewfort massively in terms of revenue, in terms of assisting them, in terms of not only that crafting, people who have the talent of crafts. and building different baskets and stuff like that. This is what tourists come down to see. So when you have a man who had such a vision and you remove him for a man who comes and promise you things that definitely wouldn't happen, but you do it all in the name of color and party, you put him in. Now you hear suffering, and all you can do is blame Shasney. For what? Y'all are the reason why he left, because y'all didn't want him. He had a plan to improve St. Lucia because he cared about y'all. And y'all put a man y'all call is a black man y'all wanted. And now he's there, he doesn't care about y'all. And so I'm being brutally honest with you. This guy never cared about St. Lucia. For years in politics, all this guy really cared about was becoming prime minister. And today he's finally gotten the opportunity to do it. So he's gonna enjoy it.
This is just so crazy. And my audience is saying you are brilliant. This is the next prime minister. But let me tell you why they are saying this is the next prime minister. Because of your thinking. You are inclusive. It is not about SLP. It is not about UWP. It is about everyone. It's about St. Lucians, and they do not understand that. Now, Kyle, you started your business. I know sometimes when young people start business, their family give them finances. How you were able to start that business? Was it your own finances by working, or your parents chipped in? How did you get that going?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question because it was kind of breaking up on my end.
Okay, what I said, how did you started your business? Did your family help you financially, or you worked and you saved?
I actually worked and saved. I worked, and based on my salary, I started to put money aside. And every time that I got paid, I would use a percentage of my salary, and I budgeted purchasing items. And based on the profit that I made, I would purchase new items. I also went out to different stores to see what's around, to see what people are marketing. And I wanted to bring a different branding of items. I wanted to bring something different. I wanted to get something that people don't have in terms of fashion. I wanted to bring a different branding and styling of fashion, because I realized when people sell clothes in St. Lucia, it's like everyone has the same thing. Everyone has the same style. So I wanted to do something where it's different and unique. This is why my motto is style in a unique way, because I want the style to be something unique. I want you to be feeling like, okay, when I shop with Fashion Mania, I feel special. I'm shopping at not only at a reasonable price, but my items are quality and very stylish. And this is what I'm really prioritizing on. Also, I'm looking to ensure that every customer is not just purchasing from me, but exceptional customer service that they can speak about, and that they can have other friends and families and come to shop with me.
Kyle, this is just so fantastic. And my first son name is Kyle. Your middle name is Kyle. So it's so much easier for me to call you Kyle. And this is so commendable, a young man doing this. And you are going to go places. And this is what we want to do. We want to showcase our young people. Young people who are not only, flabber, or young people, it is only UWP. No, because people like you, we need people like you to grow and to push our country. Now, let me also ask you, because a nation who is unhealthy is a bad nation. How do you feel in terms of the health care of our country as a young person?
So do we even have a healthcare in St. Lucia?
No, we don't. Hello? No, we don't. Imagine I was speaking to a young... just now, before we go, I was speaking to this gentleman today. His name is Bernard Buski. I was speaking to him today, first time I met him, and he said to me, so I have never been to a hospital. I have never laid down on a hospital. The only thing I got was an injection to remove a teeth, and I have never, ever been to a hospital. And he's 74 years. Bravo to him, and I hope he continues staying well, because we don't have a healthcare system, not for the babies, not for the young adults, not for us, not for the senior citizens. So go ahead, Kyle, with your contribution.
Yeah, I was saying to you, in terms of healthcare, I don't even know what to think about it. For years, it's been decades now. We don't have a hospital in the South, and it's been the same story over and over and over again. And I'm afraid to go to the hospital. If I'm sick, I'll try to get as many herbs as I can to take care of myself at home. Because I'm afraid that when I go to the hospital, if I'll even return home. This is how devastating it is. And it's not a joke, it's getting worse. And we have a healthcare system now that is an absolute joke. And I'm thinking whether it's a case where these guys, they just don't care, or if they believe like, okay, we're just gonna keep bluffing them. But this is absolutely worse. And if something doesn't happen today, unless something dramatic doesn't happen, I believe this is when they're really gonna want to take action. And I don't even know words to put in to really describe what this healthcare system is. And this is for me one of the most interesting, most important things that they should be looking onto, because a country without a proper health system is not a country. And that's just the truth. So now we don't have a healthcare system.
No,
I don't know what it is.
We don't have a healthcare system. Kyle, when I invited you on my show, I always knew you would be brilliant. Your parents should be proud of you. You should be proud of you. My audience is proud of you, because that is what my show is about, reaching people. And look, because of your brilliance, people are reaching out to you to help you, right? And this is what we need for our young people. We do not need lip service. I am not giving lip service. Look your hair. And I'm also scouting some other young ones I'm seeing on Instagram, and these women, these young girls are brilliant. And they're younger than you. They're like 18, maybe 19. So our young people have vision. And what I like about you and the others I've been watching on Instagram and different places, they understand Alan Chasney's vision in terms of e-commerce, in terms of putting your business on the internet and making money. That tea boutique thing we want to go back can't work again in this country. It cannot work. So Kyle, I will give you the last words to say something to my audience, and you were just a pleasure, a breath of fresh air. Many people were saying they love tonight's show, a young man talking. It is just so awesome. So give us your final words.
Well, I would like to say a big thank you for having me on your show. So first of all, it's a real pleasure. I mean, this is actually what I've always been waiting for, to really speak on a platform where I can really air my views and let the people know not just how I feel, but to speak on behalf of many youths in this country. And you're doing an absolute amazing job with it. I'd like to thank the viewers as well for coming out tonight. And I really hope they enjoyed everything that I said, and that they understand what I'm saying. It's not about party color. It's not about who you support. We need to put that all aside, because at the end of the day, we're one country. Whatever's happening here, we're all gonna feel it. We're all suffering from it. So it's not about being selfish. We have to come together as one to really make the change. It's been an absolute pleasure with you guys, and I'm hoping that one day I can return again on a different topic if Soso gives me the opportunity.
Sure, you are very welcome. It was just an absolute delight having you. And remember that if you know any young person who has a message and who is articulate and can come and bring forth a message, that they are welcome. They are welcome to come on my show. They can contact me, because I love young people, and the young people are the future. And I want to say to your parents that they did a fantabulous job in raising a young man, well articulate, well deserving of praise. Because when Kyle always reach out to me, very respectful, and I know you love God, and you have a very nice and calm nature. We need young men like you in this country, because our young men are being gunned down. Now, my people, I just want to tell you thank you. And this is what my show is about. The mindset's being broken. And I want to thank you for being with me tonight. Remember to support the show, because we're on TV tonight. Remember to support the show by buying coffee. Because as I said to you, this show, you're not seeing any advertisements happening here, because I don't want anybody to change my narrative. The people who are sponsoring are people who just want to hear the truth. And you too must be must be wanting to hear the truth, whether it's SLP or UWP. And I love you all. I remember I said we are looking into maybe next month a morning show. I have to discuss it with my producer because my producer is at the university working, doing every sort of thing. So it would be on his time, but it would be a very nice show. I know my people in the diaspora would love it, especially those in Europe. But I want to tell you, I love you. Don't forget to support the show by buying the coffee, and Sosa is going to be with you on Wednesday. The Wednesday show is going to be very hot. It's me alone. It's going to be very hot, simmering hot. Call the fire engine. I love all of y'all, and be good. Thanks, Kyle, and everyone. Love y'all. Bye.
We expose lies and deceit. Expect us